Okay, there are three things that successful people do that failures do not. It's almost universally true. And what are they? Well, hang on. We'll get to that. But first, a recap of what happened in Nashville and Franklin over the last few days. It's been extraordinarily cold here. Like it was 12 degrees when I got up this morning. To infinity and beyond. I'm going to start by going to the Frothy Monkey, where Jeff Goins is having his meeting today.
Resting, doing nothing. It's my favorite part. I'm absolutely doing nothing.
What if that was your job from now on?
I don't know how that would work exactly. I would need a dog sitter and a maid and a cook and a chauffeur.
Well, I've kind of done a big fast forward on you here because I'm back in Spokane. I didn't have the camera out during the last few hours of the time in Franklin. It was awesome. We hung out with Pat Flynn, John Meese, Brian Dean and Brian Harris, Encore Nagpal from Teachable. I mean, it was just a great time. And the Hyatts, Michael and Gail, fantastic last evening in Franklin. And one thing I noticed, the three things that really successful people do that others who are not enjoying that same level of success do not do, almost universally true. So what are they? Number one, really successful people do not focus on what might go wrong. It doesn't mean they don't think through what the worst case scenario might be and prepare for it. But when they come up with new ideas, when they come up with a new business idea, when they're faced with a challenge in their business, they don't spend all their time focused on, oh my gosh, what if this doesn't work? What if this goes wrong? And things do go wrong for them, yet they persist, they persevere, and ultimately they succeed. The second thing that really successful people do that other people do not, as a general rule, is they are quick to implement ideas. I mean, the gap between idea and implementation is almost non-existent. They do something. When they have an idea, they do something to take action on that idea right away. Pat Flynn had an idea, as an example, while we were at dinner, and he had registered the domain name before the night was out. Just like that. And that won't be the end of it. I mean, some people do that and they don't do anything else. Pat is an action taker, so he'll keep on acting. And I noticed that about everybody else that was there. They're all implementers, and they're fast implementers. They have an idea, and they do it fast. And it's important because ideas have a half-life of energy. When you first have an idea, you know how you're super energetic about it? You're like, that is awesome. I'm going to do that. It's a great idea. And then if you wait until the next day, it's not quite as awesome. And if you wait 2 days, it's less awesome. And if you wait 3 days, you might as well give up because you're not going to do it. That's been my experience. So you've got to act quickly on ideas to get them into motion. And the third thing that really successful people do that others do not, almost universally true, is really successful people don't look at their failures as failures. They look at them as results to be learned from. And I know that sounds trite and cliche, and you've heard it 1,000 times before from motivational speakers, but it's true. People who are not successful tend to look at their failures and they lament them and they talk about them and they do postmortems on them and they focus on them so much that they almost build a monument to the failure, like as if to say, see, I can't succeed because I had this failure. Really successful people learn from their failures. They value those lessons, and they may even tell stories about, well, there was this one time this whole terrible thing happened, but I learned 3 great things from it, so I'm glad it happened. And it's like they transmute the failure into a success, because the meaning of any event is the meaning we give it. If we give it the meaning that says, I'm incapable of succeeding and I failed, that will be true. If we give it the meaning of, I learned a lot from that so that I won't have those problems again in the future, that will be true. It all depends on our perspective and our focus. Number 1, really successful people do not focus on what might go wrong. The second thing that really successful people do that other people do not, as a general rule, is they are quick to implement ideas. I mean, the gap between idea and implementation is almost non-existent. They do something. When they have an idea, they do something to take action on that idea right away. And the third thing that really successful people do that others do not is really successful people don't look at their failures as failures. So think about it. How can you bring these practices into your life and your business, and what difference will it make? I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts below. I'd love it if you gave us a thumbs up or a like, or if you shared this video, or even better, if you subscribe to this channel. We've got a lot of great stuff in store for you on this channel coming up in the next 12 months. It's going to be a fun ride, and I want you to come along for the ride. So subscribe and click the bell icon so you get a notification when I put out a new video, and I'll see you next time. Until then, live long and prosper, my friend.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, this morning has a clearer light as any to see the horizon and the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face,